Many people out there are wanting something fun to do with all these peppers. We grew an absorbent amount of peppers all year, and so we are making fun hot sauces to take to the farmers markets. So with that said, I wanted to have fun today, make some new hot sauce, work on a new recipe together, and show you a project that we're working on that we're wanting to take to the market. So our new hot sauce that we're creating is a Peach Birria hot sauce. So we're taking peppers that we've grown in the farm, and we've got dry chilies from a local Mexican mart. And so we are super excited just to kind of have fun. I'm gonna walk through the ingredients super quick, and then we'll shoot fun video around as me actually processing and doing everything. So let's kind of start at the top. So for birria is kind of like this Mexican consomme sauce. And so basically it utilizes things like guajillos, anchos, or pasilla. And I like to add red bells to add a little bit of color. I'm really wanting to make this a very vibrant red hot sauce. So we're gonna use things like red bells and cayennes to make sure that we get the right color that we're looking for. Also in this, of course, we're gonna have our peaches. These are peaches right off of our peach trees here. As for our spices and herbs, I'm gonna add in a little bit of garlic, a little cinnamon stick, bay leaf, and then we're going to add distilled water. We wanna make sure we use distilled water, not tap water. We'll kind of talk about that in a little bit. But let's start breaking these down. So we need to make sure that we're removing the seeds off of all of these peppers that we're using. So things like the guajillos. You know, these are very delicious dry chilies, but if you open them up, the seeds are bitter, so we don't really want any of the seeds. We're kind of wanting to get all those seeds out. We'll empty them in a compost bowl going out to the pigs. No biggie. And another key part of this is that we're wanting to get the most amount of flavor out of this as possible. So a large part of that is that we're going to toast these as well before we process them in here. So let's start the process of getting all of these seedless and ready to go. I'm gonna use guajillos, anchos, and pasilla. As we're doing it, we're going to measure it in before it goes in. So we're gonna write down an amazing, really cool recipe, and we're gonna work on it together. So I'm gonna go in equal parts here so I can kind of track what I'm doing. So I'm gonna fill this up a quarter of the way. Now this is gonna have a little bit of heat to it. The key is making sure that it's not super hot. We want it to have some heat without overpowering it. Also, side note, look at this amazing backsplash back here. You know what? My wife has been, her project this last really 3 years has been to update this kitchen. So we got 5 ounces of our guajillo. Now we're moving on to pasilla. What's great about using these dry chilies is that it kind of makes our sauce year round, because these dry chilies you can find just about year round in your local Hispanic mart. I love the smell. Absolutely love the smell of these pasillas. They are, it's almost like a raisin smell. It's a very rich. Again, we want to make sure we get all of this out. All that's going to make it bitter and possibly make it way too spicy. So we kind of want to help ourselves out. So again, we're going to add in 3 ounces of these. And that's 3 ounces of product ready to go, not 3 ounces of still with the seeds in and everything else. All right, let's move on to our friend ancho. Do the same thing. We're going to add 2 more ounces here. This one I'm going to choose to pass on this one. It's got a little gray dust at the top of it. You don't really want any of that extra yeast in there. You want kind of a more natural yeast. Now, I'm not looking, whenever we go to toast here in a minute, we're not looking to really add any color onto them. We're just kind of wanting to heat up the oils that are inside of this pepper. You'll find the recipe down below. So don't feel like if you don't 100% see everything, see all of the ingredients, no worries. It's down below in the description. You're also in the description, you're going to have Amazon links for all of the products that I'm using. If I can find the ingredients for all of these, I'll do that as well. But especially things like the fermenting jars and things like that, all the descriptions will be down below. Alright, so chili de our bowl. Add that in. We're going to do those last. Alright, so we're going to toast these off real quick. What I'm doing is putting them in a pan over medium heat, kind of toasting them up, getting them their oils going. Again, not adding any color, just toasting the oils. And then we're going to start packing our jars. Now, I'm not going to put anything in here until it's completely cooled down, so don't worry about that. We're going to let it air cool here. It'll happen pretty decently quick, actually, once we start adding in all the water. You can smell the aromatics off of this. I'm going to kind of press it down in here. Again, this is my first time really doing this in a large batch. I've only made it in small batches. So I'm really excited to try this in a large batch. I got a chef buddy who is doing a review for us, so we're going to know exactly how good it is and how good it is not. Awesome. Don't forget about our 2 cinnamon sticks. Ka-chow. Chile piquin. I'm pretty sure I'm not saying that right. But I love these little peppers. They're itty bitty tiny. They pack a lot of flavor. And this is a little 1 ounce baggie. We're going to go right on in. 6 bay leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of broken up. 5, 6. Last dried chilies are these chili de our bowl. Now you can get some of these seeds out. These are going to kind of pack the heat for us. Maybe 2 ounces of these. There we go. Kind of pack it in there. Let's get to our garlic here. Do 8 garlic cloves. Take as much of that paper off as you can. Now we're going to strain this before it goes into a bottling, so if there's a skin or 2 that gets in there, it's not a big deal. It's just like a seed, it's all going to get strained out. I don't typically have them in there just from a, I want to make sure we get a clean fermentation. Sometimes you get too much, bacteria and natural yeast gets caught up in between the skins, and that can kind of affect your flavor. That can also spoil. Got 'em. So technology seems to be struggling with us a little bit today. So let's kind of review what we've got going on just to make sure I got it all on video. So we had our dried peppers that we got from our local Hispanic mart. So in here we've got pasillas, we've got guajillos, we've got chili de arbol, and we got pequins. I'm sure I'm butchering how to say that, but they're absolutely delicious. We've toasted them up on the stovetop over here, and we're just going to kind of pack them in. All right, that's kind of first bit. We've added 8 garlic cloves, 8 bay leaves, and 2 cinnamon sticks. Now, we've got our Peach Birria. What I've done is I've made a little X on the bottom, put them over into a rolling pot of water just for like 30 seconds. And the goal is that hopefully what we're looking to do is just kind of pull that skin off. Super easy, so we're going to do that real quick. Now we are going to, again, we're going to strain these after we cook them. So if you get a little bit of the skin left, it's not a huge ordeal. The key thing here is that we're just trying to move as much as we can. It makes the process a little bit easier on the back end. We have finally started getting it pretty packed in there. Our last couple steps, we're going to add our water, which are our saltwater base, a 2% saltwater base, which we'll deal with that in a minute. I want to add some red peppers in here so I can get a great color depth in this. My worry is that it's going to come out very, very dark red. So adding some red bells is going to help balance out that color. All right, so we've got all of our stuff in here, finally, after all that work, right? So what we need to do is create a 2% saltwater brine. So let's add in, again, I'm using distilled water, not tap water. Tap water's got all kinds of chemicals and stuff in it. We're gonna wanna use distilled. Made that mistake on my last batch. It looked like I had bread yeast growing on top of it. So we see that that's the amount that we need. So there's scale out. Let's pour directly in. So ultimately that came down to 73 ounces. So we're gonna add, that's about 1.5 ounces that we need to add in. We need to mix it in until it's all dissolved. We don't want any granules of salt floating around in there. So get to whisk. Whisk it good. I'll add this back in. All right. Then I'm going to add some weights, just enough to kind of keep everything down below the water line. There we go. We need our cap. Then our little fermenter. Add a little water in there. Hiya! Add in our water just to make it release in. And what this does is this allows the air bubbles to escape. This is basically going to create pressure inside of here due to this fermenting. So when we're fermenting, we're releasing carbon dioxide in here, right? So if we don't have this bad boy in here, essentially this jar is going to explode from the pressure. So we want to make sure we've got this valve on top, and that's going to keep it nice and safe for us. Make sure we don't have an explosion of peppers, if you will. So this is how I make my Peach Birria sauce. So we're going to put this up on the shelf. Big thing we got to do though is we got to label and date this bad boy. So we're labeled, we're dated, we're ready to go. Nice, beautiful Peach Birria hot sauce. Really excited about it. My friend Bradley's gonna make us a great review on this, and he's gonna be tough on me. I know he's gonna tell me the goods and the bads. He makes hot sauces. He's got an amazing food truck out in California that is just absolutely off the rails, become popular. Very proud of him. And he's going to give me a great, great review on it and tell me the goods, the bads, and the uglies. If you're interested in how we can and process this Peach Birria, make sure you click on the links to my right, and that's going to give you basically from this point on what we're looking for, the goods and the bads, what not to have in your hot sauce essentially. And it's been an absolute pleasure. My name is Jonathan. I'm the Homesteading Chef. We've made a beautiful, amazing hot sauce today using products from our farm, and we've added a few in for this batch just for fun. Hang on tight. Make sure you hit subscribe so you get a notification because we're making a mango habanero hot sauce next. Again, this is a great items that you could take to the farmers markets and make a little money on. I've been selling my jars for about $10 each and doing a fantastic job. So far, I have sold about 250 bottles, and that's kind of allowed me to start to build up some momentum, if you will, to go ahead and grow the brand and grow the product. So this is going to go up on the shelf. It's going to ferment for about 12 to 14 days, depending on what we've got going on. Again, we're going to check it and meter it and keep tabs on it. Thank you for watching the Homesteading Chef channel. My name is Jonathan. I'm the Homesteading Chef, and we're looking forward to seeing you next time in the kitchen.